sure you have a mother.
So,
Pretty sure you have a mother.
Consider it.
That gave you life.
All right. Should be live with the audio. Welcome to the YouTubers.
Oh, what up?
Nick Newton says, "I love you, AJ."
Is this okay? Is this?
Put it on your head. What? But you can you can do it over the beanie.
Yeah, apparently we do have audio in there.
Figure it out. You got the Dwight Schrute going right now. Just
All right, welcome YouTubers. We are here. We're still getting things set up. We good, AJ?
You tell me, Bobby.
How come I can't hear AJ?
because he's not. Oh,
I've got a follicle issue going on here.
He's muted on his little dealio, please, sir.
oh, might be.
There we go.
I can't. Oh,
There, now we got
all
a
right,
little
now
AJ.
I can. Now everything is right with the world, and I can hear myself.
You can hear yourself. All right, so we're going to get things set up here so we can do a podcast. Thank you, YouTubers, for joining us. We have AJ Risley stopping by Emporia just for a brief day or so. And we thought we'd have him on the Answer Man show. We're going to dig right into it because he's got a lot of other things scheduled.
Dude, CDSB, the hair, and the waffle iron. That's you.
Whoa.
The waffle iron.
The waffle
I like
iron?
that.
Yeah, the
I
waffle
like that.
iron.
That's pretty cool. Bobby, do you want me to? What do you want me to look at while I'm doing this? Do you want me to look at the camera? Do you want me to look at you?
Whatever feels natural to you.
Okay. All right.
I go, like, when he's talking, I'll talk to him. When I'm responding to a question, I'll look at the camera.
My buddy Chef, right there, Aaron Kirsch.
Yep.
All right, here we go. We're going to record so we can get a full episode in.
They call him Chef because he's
We got other
a
things
private
to do.
chef. He used to go on tour with Prince.
Sick.
Who?
My buddy Aaron.
Aaron
Nice.
Kirsch.
Aaron Kirsch. He's a real cool guy. Pretty funny too.
What? Have you seen the Joker? And if so, did you like it? Disc golf.
He asked if he puts disc golf at the end of just a normal question, will we answer it? Is it a disc golf question then?
Nope.
I said yes.
Oh, you have to put it before and after.
Have you seen
Kind of
the,
like the Spanish when you put a question mark.
Exclamation points.
You have to put it before and after.
Have you seen the Joker? Did they play disc golf in it? Oh, they didn't? Did you like the movie though?
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Oh, sorry, two-part question.
All right, I got my questions ready to go. Here we go.
Me too.
How many smooth?
Ryan says he can still barely hear anything and his volume is all on max.
Hold on. I forgot to make the YouTube adjustments.
Ryan,
We
they're
were
called
having some issues this morning with YouTube, so
they're called
should catch up.
Q-tips.
Q-tip. All right, the
Roasted.
audio should be a little bit better now once it catches up with the stream there. Here we go.
What do you guys usually do with your hands though? You have computers, so
Behind the computer,
no one
doing,
sees them.
I'm doing
May
lots of
I
things.
start now, AJ?
Yes, you may.
But most
Please.
of them.
Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. This is Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze.
8 O's.
8 O's, sometimes 9 or 10.
Whoa.
We have a special, if you're probably like, whoa, another Disc Golf Answer Man in my feed this week. This is amazing.
Why is YouTube blowing up my cell phone right now? Does anybody still have a cell phone, or are they all smartphones?
I carry a flip
I've
phone.
seen a couple of cell phones around. Where was I? I can't remember where it was. Anyway, we have special guest AJ Risley in the house. He was driving in Kentucky and gave us a call and said, hey, by the way, I know I didn't say anything before, but I'm going to go by Emporia.
Right. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
Isn't that pretty much how it happened?
That's what happens every time
I know.
AJ comes to Emporia.
That's kind of how it goes. Luckily, I'm sponsored by Dynamic Discs and not like, I don't know, Halliburton or something.
Right.
No, your
And you guys
stays in Emporia are sponsored by the McCall family.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
it's same day call. Hey, I'm coming through Emporia. Can I stay with you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
How are you doing, AJ?
Thank you, Shay.
Yeah.
I'm doing just fine, Bobby. I'm doing all right.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like emotionally I'm feeling okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Physically mostly okay.
Should we just jump right into
Yeah,
that?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Let's.
we'll just jump right into it. So, AJ, you just, amongst all the other people that have been announced, Paul Macbeth, Hurd himself,
Right.
Eagle McMahon,
You stubbed your toe earlier today.
Right, I stubbed my
Right.
toe, so I might be out of media for the rest of the season. No,
Don't
we
even
got,
joke about that.
We got who else am I missing?
Ricky.
Ricky who's been,
Wysocki,
you know,
yeah.
had Lyme disease.
Yeah, that was super
or
unfortunate.
has.
Yeah.
So
Right.
AJ,
Yes.
you recently announced something on your Facebook feed about your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Give us some context. What's been going on with your hand?
Yeah, well, it's a wrist issue. Here it is. It hurts but it hurts when I throw. So I aggravated my wrist during the World Championships, partway through the first round, and at the time it wasn't too painful, and so I played through it. I played through the rest of the tournament, kind of wrapped it up, but still every time that I threw with a decent amount of power or a decent amount of snap and spin, I would feel some pain on right here in this area. If you're looking on the camera, or if you're listening to this, it's this area in the wrist called the TFCC, Triangular Fibrocartilage Complex.
Everybody knew, but thanks for clarifying.
Of course, yeah. Right, everybody remembered from 5th grade when they learned about the TFCC.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. They did a Sesame Street segment about it. Sorry. But yeah, so during the World Championships, yeah, I aggravated that. I played through it. Possibly not the smartest decision health-wise, but you know, at the time it was the World Championships, and I was playing decently, so I wanted to continue playing and competing, and so I did. I played out the rest of the tournament, made the cut, cashed, but then afterwards, the next week, I took a few days off, went to test out the wrist a few days later in Delaware for the next event, and it was the same pain, but like still, you know, pretty much the same thing, but if not worse.
Yeah.
And so at that moment, it didn't seem like the smart decision to continue playing. So I took a few weeks off. Actually, I dropped out of the next 5 tournaments, with hopes that I would feel better by the time USDGC rolled around. And so a week before that tournament, I started kind of like getting back into the pace of throwing every day, and tried, started light the first day that I came back, and just threw like in the backyard, little 100-foot shots and whatnot, and it felt okay. So I kept going and kept progressing and kind of ramped it up more and more. And I got to the USDGC week, played a couple practice rounds, and things felt okay. I was limiting myself. I was trying not to throw as hard as I could, maxing out somewhere between 50 and 70%. And things felt all right out at Winthrop, and I was throwing, I could still throw okay shots when I wasn't putting so much power into them.
Yeah, you hung in there the first couple of rounds, big time.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I was able to play, but then, and you can see actually Spin TV's got the first round coverage, and they put me on the feature card with Simon Lizotte, Chris Dickerson, and Paige Pierce, and then me. Side anecdote: UC Maresma, the night before the tournament starts, he comes up to me at the players banquet opening ceremonies, and he's like, just in case you might be on the feature card tomorrow. That's my best UC impression. Not very good.
That was pretty good.
Felt like he was in the room.
And he's in your ear. And he said, so we're gonna do some graphics for Paige Pierce, obviously 5-time world champ.
Oh,
Simon.
yes.
And
Oh,
I like this.
So
Trying to
he
be
said, okay, we're gonna do that. What can we put down under your name in case you are on that card, that feature card?
my wrist is hurting.
Right. And so I told him, 2-time Ice Bowl in Paradise champion. So that was a funny side note. And so, but yes, Spin TV has my video coverage of the first round, and I'm on there, and like I said, kind of limited myself to maxing out at like 70% power, and I played okay. I played actually pretty well, 2 under par, and it was a decent round.
Yeah.
And but then after that, it's the heat of the competition and all that, and I just couldn't really help myself, and so I just kept throwing and putting more power into shots, and then that's when the pain kept.
Yeah, someone mentioned something about Yuli also being out for injury, correct?
Yes,
it's been a crazy year. Yeah.
So I was going to touch base on that. Now, of course, I'm not trying to pick on Eagle, but of course his was pretty much self-inflicted, punching the ground.
Right.
Sure.
That's a whole nother topic. But, you've got you where it's just an injury from playing or, I'm assuming just from playing, right? I mean, you didn't hit it on a tree or anything like that. You got Macbeth who hurt his ankle, and I'm assuming that's from playing. He didn't, hit something.
I think
Yuli, and then, of course, Ricky Wysocki is Lyme disease, but that's part of playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really an injury. I get to my point. My point is that do you think that we're wearing our bodies out, all this disc golfing?
It's definitely not the best thing that we as humans could do to our body,
right.
And the repetitive stress and repetitive motions that we do playing disc golf, it's all the same. It's all the same muscles and tendons and everything that we're using. And so when you do that over and over, of course things are going to break down. Yeah. We're not made of steel or diamond or whatever. So we're not
adamantium.
Yes. Vibranium.
Vibranium, that's what I was thinking of. So it seems like the more and more we hear about things like Disc Golf Strong and preventative measures, it's going to have to become a big thing with players, because it's not going to slow down. I mean, next year's got a full schedule of NTs and Disc Golf Pro Tours and all things like that.
And
I just thought it was interesting that's happening, I guess.
All at once.
Yeah.
Definitely for the top pros who consider it their job and career.
Right.
I guess I could say we play almost every day. Yeah. And I mean, you do, and it's the same, and you look at other professional sports and they all do physical activities every day, but though in those sports, they've been around for so long that they've figured out, okay, well, you need to stretch, you need to do these exercises before you start trying to sprint and everything. And you need to, once you're done playing, football players is a great example. They play, they beat each other up basically, and then they sit in a tub of ice for however long. And you can look at basketball. They do the same kind of thing. When they're done playing, they put huge bags of ice on their knees. Baseball players do it with their shoulders, but along with that, they're also training their bodies so that they're completely flexible and that they've strengthened muscles to support the tendons that they're using over and over and over. And so I mean, I think we're getting to that point in our sport, especially if you love disc golf and you love to play. Yeah, it's a good thing to it's a good thing to help your body out by doing exercises so that you have muscles to support those tendons.
Well, I mean, obviously we know, I'm sure you're going to be doing some preventative measures to make sure that you're ready to go for next season. Are you pretty much like not going to play any disc golf for the rest, or did you just pick 3 that you're not going to do and then you'll see how you feel type thing, or?
Well, what do you mean? Do you mean for the rest of this year?
We're not going to see AJ play disc golf until the Memorial.
Well, you won't. Well, that's the thing is, you won't see me throw right hand backhand shots for a while.
Okay.
And you probably, if you're looking at me right now, other than you guys in this room, you probably won't see me play. You probably won't see me play much disc golf at all. I don't really have plans to broadcast and publicize my my off season this year because it's
recovery or whatever.
Yeah, it's personal, and it's honestly not it's not going to be something that I'm super proud of.
Sure.
I'm not proud of being injured and whatnot. What I'm proud of in this moment and these in this past month and whatnot is how I've handled it, and it hasn't taken as much work, and but but that'll kind of go into the off season is, I'm going to keep to myself a little bit. I'm going to try to, and just mainly to focus on myself and recovery and all that.
Excellent.
Cool. But I will tell you that I've played a few lefty rounds, and that's really fun.
It is super fun. It's very frustrating, but super fun.
It's a bit frustrating. What I've found is having like the 15 years of experience and the past 5 years of almost top level pro experience.
Right.
It makes all the frustration. It takes away all that like uncertainty, because usually when you're frustrated with something, it's because like, why won't my car start? This is annoying.
Yeah, at least you know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But what I found is when I throw lefty, every throw I can figure out, okay, why did that happen? Oh, it's because my feet, my little things with my feet, or little things with my shoulders. Or I realized the other day when I was playing, like, oh, when I throw, I got to make sure to brace my abs so that way that my legs aren't just flopping about on my follow through. And I didn't, a lot of this stuff I didn't really think of, just because I didn't think of prior, because I've been playing for so long.
Right, it's just second nature.
Yes.
That's such a weird visual that I just had. You off the tee pad with your legs just flopping everywhere.
Like a fish. Just doing a follow.
Right. Yeah. So, all right. So, like we mentioned in the title of the show, AJ is going to be here answering some disc golf questions.
Yeah, we're excited.
Robert and myself will be rating his answers. So far, your answers have been
too long.
So I'm going to give you an 870. Rated intro.
I mean, it's better than that. I mean, there's some good experience so far.
Right, but I found myself almost falling asleep. So
yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna hang around. I'm gonna hang around the 920.
Okay,
it's a pretty good.
So Robert's gonna be a little more generous.
It's not a bad start.
I'm the rough judge.
I'm
the British guy.
You can be the Simon.
Yeah, I'm the.
I'll be the Paula.
Yeah, I'm the British guy. The Paula.
I've always wanted.
You got to slur your words a little bit.
Yeah. I need to be a little bit more slosh than I currently am.
Whatever you say, dog. You guys left.
You get to be Randy.
Yeah, you guys left Randy to me,
yeah, we
so
did. Okay.
I'm taking it, dog.
All right, so let's just jump into the questions. Now, these are questions that were sent into our regular Google form. We have 93 in the queue, so we figured we'd bust through a few of those while we have AJ here to
all of them.
Tap his knowledge.
I mean, if we got 93 minutes, we can make this happen.
We do not have 93 minutes. Nicholas asks, hey, guys, I've been listening to your podcast for a very long time. It has helped me with my mental, physical, and disc selection on the course. But I recently this summer just started throwing Trilogy. Woohoo!
Nice.
I had a goal of 900 rating for the end of September, and today is August 13th, and I'm rated 919.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Nice. I owe a lot of this to the DeGam fam. On to my question. How do I remain consistent coming into the second round of a one-day tournament? My score tends to slip a bit.
Right.
He's just worse than my assessment of your opening comments here. 919, 920. So,
okay.
Just think about it.
We're on par.
Okay.
But joking aside, congratulations on meeting your rating goal.
Oh, for sure. Cool. Yeah, yes. Let's see. Going into this, second round of a one-day tournament. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is just like the physical fatigue and everything. And there's definitely ways to work on that. I would say that a lot of that just is cardio work and a little bit of leg strengthening. I personally, I feel like if my legs are tired, I know it. Yeah, I know that my legs are tired, and it draws focus away from the golf. So go out, and what I did last offseason, and then I'm planning on doing this offseason is just walk. Just walk every day. Start out slow. Start out like 30 minutes in the morning, just go on a nice 30-minute walk. But ramp it up, and so you can strengthen everything. Strengthen your legs and strengthen your lungs and your core. There's a lot of other things that you can do. Rucking with an R. Basically is just like, it's just urban hiking with a loaded pack on your back. So you've got weight that you're carrying, extra weight that you're carrying, and you're just walking. And that strengthens your core a lot, and it also strengthens your heart.
Yeah, I did that every month, twice for 4 years in the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm. How'd it go?
Every month, twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
we called it a hump.
Oh yeah.
Other than rucking.
Nice.
You're going on a hump.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that that's important on the physical side. On the mental side, going from round 1 to round 2, the 2 rounds, they should be mutually exclusive. Other than, figuring out what worked and didn't work in the first round and learning from that, that's good. But then also usually
shed your expectations.
Usually, yeah, if your scores get worse from round 1 to round 2, it's because you're either still dwelling on something that happened in round 1, or you have certain expectations from round 1. And when something doesn't go right, it's really easy to panic and then press, and it doesn't work.
I like it. Proper use of the word rucking along with the physical and mental side, I'm going to go $9.95. Solid answer.
Yeah.
I've heard better, but not much.
I'm actually going to go just $9.80.
Okay.
Listen to this guy.
Just because I'm going to grade on a more steeper curve.
And I mean, compared to my first answer.
However, I just
Killing it.
rated myself low for saying more steeper.
Yeah.
That's like
Judges?
weak.
Yeah, it's pretty weak.
Yeah. Anyway, so next question
Dog.
comes from Pierce.
Pretty weak, dog.
Hey, Disc Golf, and actually this is going to be a quick one. Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man Crew, I want to work on my form because it is holding me back. Right now I throw about 275, and I know I can throw farther. Is there anyone I can send a video of my form to help critique it? Pierce, go to Disc Golf Answer Man Facebook group and join and post your video there, and you'll get some excellent feedback.
Or you can text AJ personally at 913 I don't have his number memorized. Sorry.
All right, next one comes from Dave. I finally
Sorry,
started playing around with tomahawks, thumbers, and grenades.
Ooh.
However, I can't seem to...
Overhand shots. Would those all fall in that category?
Except for maybe grenade, but yeah. Go for it.
However, I can't seem to get much distance when throwing these shots. I'm also not sure which types of disc I should be using to maximize the effectiveness of these shots. Would a lightweight disc be better? Can you recommend some good discs for throwing these types of shots and the types of distance a solid intermediate player should expect?
Well, definitely if you're starting to throw those shots more and more, yes, lighter is definitely better at starting out.
Why is lighter better?
Your
rating's going down.
I know, yeah, I'm stuttering. Lighter is better just because if you're starting out, you'll have more control with a lighter disc. Imagine going to the bowling alley and picking up the 15-pound ball instead of your first try. You're probably going to tear something in your shoulder. Same kind of thing with throwing thumbers and tomahawks and all that. If you throw a max weight Firebird, it's going to be pretty tough those first few, and chances are you're going to wreck something and you're not going to want to try to get better at it. So I would say, start light. Yes. Usually I don't have too much experience with those overhand shots, but what I do believe is that the overstable discs, they pan out slower, and the understable discs pan quicker.
They flip more quickly.
Yes, they do the little corkscrew slower and faster.
Yeah, and the same holds true for grenades. If you throw a very overstable disc on a grenade, pretty much it's going to go straight up and down, or maybe even a little bit to the left. But if you've got enough power and you throw a grenade with an understable disc, you can actually get it to move to the right, kind of like the end of a thumber or something like that. It's a really, really cool flight.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nice. I'll grade you a little higher on that because you started out a little slow, but you really got into it. Good job, AJ.
I kept my head down and really just didn't give up.
985.
I was going to go 970, but since you said 985, I'm going 990.
Okay.
Is this a bidding war?
Whatever. It's a bidding war.
Well, he's got to be the Paula.
986 and 1 penny.
And 1 penny. I'm going to go 1 penny, $1. Let's see. Disc Golf Answer Man. Hey, guys, just found your podcast right after I played a Trilogy Challenge, and I've been listening to it every week since. This is Nick from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. I have had a lot of back issues in the past, and I feel like it is interfering with my drive. My hips are not engaged or using too much of my upper body, which I'm currently trying to fix. What kind of exercises or stretches do you guys suggest to prevent hip or back issues?
Glute bridges.
Yes, that's a good one. Would you care to demonstrate? No, don't.
On the table,
Yeah.
please. No, yeah. If you lay your back flat on the ground and kind of pull your legs up as if you're going to do a sit-up or something like that. Glute bridge is when you place your hands next to your body and lift your
torso?
Your torso or midsection up to where it's pretty much a straight line from your knees down to where your shoulders are touching the ground.
Right.
That's going to help out with that. Also, hip flexibility, you can do where you cross like your right leg over your left knee and pull it towards your chest. That's going to help with your hip flexor quite a bit. And then you can also put like your one knee on the ground. If I'm working on my right hip, put my right knee on the ground, left foot out in front in a 90-degree angle, and then hold on to a pole or something in front of me where it looks like I'm the captain of a ship, right? Like setting sail or whatever. But then you lean into that. That helps you get some more flexibility in your hips for sure.
Yeah.
I believe with yoga, if you want to do the swan pose, the pigeon pose, and the resting baby pose, I think it's called, that's good for your hips.
I know what all those are for sure.
Yeah. I think I got them right.
I would say that, again, Disc Golf Strong, if you haven't checked it out already.
Totally, he's got good stuff.
Please do, because that Seth Muncie knows you tell him your problem, and he usually knows exactly what the solution is.
Yeah. And I've heard it said before, when you're playing disc golf as you're first getting into it, if it hurts, you're probably doing it wrong.
You might be doing it wrong.
Yeah, more than likely.
Unfortunately.
So reach out to him.
Yeah.
Good choice to go with Disc Golf Strong. Points off for not demonstrating glute bridges on the table, 940.
Oh. Drink a lot of water.
Oh, 945.
950. Let's move it up.
All right, next one is from Shay. I want to get my friend a Dyemax disc as a present, but he doesn't throw any Trilogy discs. Then why is he your friend? I've seen other brand discs Dyemax.
Get out of here.
I've seen other brand discs Dyemax in the past, but it looks like you can only have Trilogy discs Dyemax. Is this correct? So yes, if it's a disc that was Dyemax and it's way back in the past, it's because it's one time we did not manufacture our own discs and we sold other brands. But now we only sell our brand here at the HQ, and we only Dyemax our brands. So that is correct.
Yeah, I remember back in like 2011 or something like that. I don't know. It was a long time ago. One of my favorite discs was a Star Firebird that had a pretty sweet
Dyemax.
Yeah, DD Dyemax.
I used to have a destroyer like that also.
Nice.
Next one is yes.
850 rated answer, Bobby.
How's that?
Sucks to
I
suck,
stated
man.
facts.
Sucks to suck, man.
I made fun of the caller or the person that submitted to that probably.
It's over your average. So
Emily says, "Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man crew, during your tournament round, I had a disc laying in the water and was told by a spotter that I could not put anything behind the disc to stand on because this was considered building a lie.
Oh, wow.
When I checked the rules after the tournament, I couldn't find anything about building a lie. Can you point out the rule that covers this scenario?"
I do believe there is a rule.
There is something about building a lie.
Building or constructing a lie. Yeah. And which...
And I think Bob the Builder wrote it. Just kidding. That was terrible. What you got, Robert?
750.
Yeah, I'm giving you an 888, Bobby.
I'm out. I'm out of there.
Not only did you not finish, but you didn't finish dishonorably.
Right. And your answer rating has fallen 5 points for the next 2 minutes.
All right, so Robert, did you find anything?
All right, Rule 803.01 states game disc golf, blah, blah, blah. Players shall play the course as they find it and play the disc where it lies unless allowed otherwise by the rules. So in building a lie like that, that would not be playing the course as it lies. The only place that you can put something behind your lie or something like that is on the tee box. You can put down a towel to step on. I've also seen people can put down something to pad their knee or something like that as long as it has no detectable thickness. But yeah, I think if you're building a lie, then putting something underneath, you shouldn't be able to do that.
So the PDGA rules doesn't specifically say the words building a lie, right? Is that similar to the rule of, or does it say that?
To go along with that, 803.05 says rocks and broken limbs are obstacles on the course which cannot be moved except as specified under that rule.
Right, so it doesn't say the word building a lie. Reason I bring it up is I remember people thought that the PDJ rule said the words rule of verticality, where that's not actually. There's no rule of verticality.
There's no rule. Yeah,
there's a rule that specifies what you should do if
Yes.
the case, if that were the case, as far as using
Right.
verticality as your lie.
But it's not just a guaranteed
Right.
thing.
It's kind of like
Correct.
there's no such thing as centrifugal force. There's only centripetal force.
Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure about that. But we're on the disc golf answer, man, and not the physics answer.
There's no
man.
such thing as centrifugal.
Centrifugal, yeah, which
Are you 100% on that?
nice spelling. Good job.
I mean, I know how to spell things.
Okay, good. Well, that's a tough one to spell.
Dude,
It's-
centrifugal force, let me Google that for you. It says an apparent force that acts outward on a body moving around a center arising from the body's inertia.
Explain
What's the
yourself,
difference
AJ.
between centrifugal and centripetal force? The major difference is
The
the
other one is
direction
you're
of
tripping,
each.
man.
Listen, centrifugal force takes place along the radius of the circle from the center out. For centripetal, it's the opposite, taking place also along the radius, but from the object in towards the center.
It's when you're spinning around and you be tripping, man.
yes.
You be centripetal in.
900 for the joke, 700 for physics understanding.
Booyah!
Well,
Next question comes from
let's-
Mike.
We'll talk about that later tonight at the
Uh-oh.
volleyball match.
At the
Yeah,
volleyball match.
also I
But as far as
I
like-
only know because
as
of Google.
he's playing volleyball, we'll talk about it.
Yes.
I know how to spell. I had no idea if you were correct or not. I didn't think that was right because I've heard that word before, but I've also heard people say, what's the? There's one specific mispronunciation that makes irregardless. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a word, but a bunch of people think it's a word.
right,
Bro,
right, right.
You're supposed
it's
to-
already negative. Regardless.
Okay,
Don't have to make it more. Go ahead.
So going back to that question, thanks for yes.
Roll it back.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if it's like casual water or something, then yeah, I don't
You can't.
I don't
put
think you
something
can
behind
like put like a plank down and plant on that. But I do think that I mean, I know I've done this in the past. If you're in the middle of the fairway and the grass is wet, you should be able to put a towel down so you can still plant and not slip. I feel like that's.
I thought you could only do that on the tee, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Either way, just don't like do anything too egregious. You know, don't like.
Well, but doesn't that make it subjective if you say don't do anything too egregious?
Yeah, it is, and there's a rule for that says it's like if you're
The rule of
if you're-
egregiousity.
exactly.
I don't think that's it.
You don't think you can put a towel behind it?
Can I get the language of origin for egregious?
Ability. All right, let's move on to another question while Robert does some research. This one's for Mike. I plan to play in my first tournament, a C-tier amateur-only event. I am 50 and have been playing casually and with my local club for about 3 years. I'd like some advice on choosing a division. If I simply go by the division descriptions on the PDGA site, I would classify myself as intermediate. However, as this is my first sanctioned tournament, I don't have a PDGA rating. Perhaps I should choose the rec division. Or should I go by age and sign up for MA50? Please help, guys, and keep it real.
Ah, yes. Well, yeah.
Oh, wait, I forgot about our...
Oh man.
Where did I put them?
Oh, the sunglasses.
Do you have like a keep it real button?
No, hold on.
No.
Oh, we do have that. Are the sunglasses over there?
Oh, here they are. Okay, AJ, you're about to keep it real, so you wear
My goodness.
the keep it real shades. And for our audio listeners, you're just going to have to tune in one time and find out.
Okay, so if this is your first ever event, it's kind of hard to see out of these things too. It's very hard to see out of these. But yeah, if this is if you're about to play your first event, hopefully this question is being answered before that. No, sorry. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to go out for your first event, there's no wrong answer, really. I mean, if you're eligible, if you're 50 and over and eligible for the advanced 50 plus, however they call it now, I really just liked advanced masters and advanced grandmasters. Now it's 40 plus, whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's the age protected divisions. I would say is probably the best option. You get to play with people that are, physically about, pretty close to what you're at. And chances are you'd probably get along with those people more. My dad always talks about, oh yeah, the Masters divisions are the most fun because, people don't really take things as seriously. They like to have fun. That's what the sport is about. But if you're going into your first event and you don't know which division to sign up for, I don't think anyone will fault you for playing in the wrong division. No, there's no wrong answer. If you want to win, go, play novice or recreational to start, and there's a good chance you will win. Or there's a good chance that you'll get last if this is your first event ever.
Yes.
And you'll realize that tournament play can be much different than
right. And when you get last place, trust me, that's as real as it gets. And I'm wearing the sunglasses.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
So 1,000 rated answer for glasses.
But there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong
990 for ambiguity.
There's no wrong division to play. I don't think, it's if whatever division you're going to play, if you tell people, oh, this is my first event, they're most likely people are going to be supportive because everybody that you talk to has also played their first event at some point. So they can relate and they know that unless you go out there and you're like, I listened to Disc Golf Answer Man and they told me if I play novice, I'll definitely win.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, then okay. But maybe not for those reasons.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, take the glasses off.
All right.
Only when you're keeping it real.
Good job.
I'm definitely fake right now.
Keep it super fake from here on out.
Those, now looking at the screen, those
fantastic.
Okay, those look amazing.
All right, so let's see. I'm a golf course superintendent, and we change our pins daily. During tournaments, we often save our hardest pin placements for the last day of the tournament. I lost my place. I know some of the best disc golf courses have multiple basket locations possible. Is it against PDJ tournament rules to switch them after each round?
No.
I would love to see Emporia Country Club have 3 separate pin locations for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I truly believe it draws more strategy and offers a huge opportunity for the chase card.
I agree.
Yep. I
agree. Yeah. Of course. With traditional golf or ball golf, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. That's a long-standing tradition to change the pins on the greens. Disc golf is bless you. Disc golf is a little bit different because the green differs a lot.
Yeah.
But I think the ideal situation is to kind of define that, let's say it's the 20-meter circle, circle 2, and put the basket for each day in different spots in that circle 2 area, and and then see how it goes from there.
Yeah, I dig it.
So it's definitely not it's not against the rules. Usually though, if you're going to run an event, make it known to the players that that's what you're going to do, that you're going
publish
to
it.
Yeah, publish that you're going to have, okay, we're going to be in the A pins for the first round and then the B pins for the second round. And as long as people know, then you won't run into any issues. And I think that, you might see a little bit different scoring separation and, just overall more variety and hopefully something interesting.
980 rated because you didn't keep it real.
That's fair.
I'll agree with that.
Man, so who has who has the highest answer rating?
Well, so far you, because 1,000. But this is also the first time we've done this.
Right.
Okay.
James has a question that I can answer really quickly. Is there a specific release date for the Vandal to be sold on Dyemax Discs website? He asked this on August 15th, and I'll tell you if you're listening right now, they are available right meow.
Did you say meow?
950 for proper use of meow.
Oh, yes, I did.
That's pretty good.
This is from Negative Golfer.
Ooh, wow. Starting off on the right foot.
All right, let's see what Negative Golfer has to say. I'm in my 40s and have been playing 1.5. Do you see how I kind of changed my tone because it's negative?
You're negative.
I'm in my 40s. I've been playing for about 1.5 years with an 881 rating.
Okay.
I am super hard on myself and focus on the negative way too much during my rounds. I know my negative inner dialogue is detrimental as it's happening, but I can't stop it. I'm a baseball coach and heavily stress mental aspects to my players, including positive self-talk, which makes this more troubling to me. I know this isn't a quick answer. So are there any books you could point me to? Do you have any other tips? Thank you. You didn't like
That was well done.
that? You like that?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And scene.
And scene. Gosh. All right, Robert's going to keep it real.
Whoa. All right, negative disc golf. I feel really nice having glasses on my face again, by the way. Contacts are like, okay, but glasses. Fantastic. Negative disc golf, I'm going to keep it real. Here is the issue with disc golf, and it's that a lot of people, like a lot of people, know what to do, but are unable to execute it when it comes time to do it. Okay? You just said you're a baseball player, you're a baseball coach, rather. You emphasize positive self-talk. I'm praying while doing this.
I'm just looking at the the screen and
it looks good.
What your glasses
Looks
look
fantastic.
like on camera. It's
You emphasize positive self-talk to your players. You're aware of the mental aspects of the game, but you can't do it. I'm going to go kind of the Bob Newhart route here and say, stop it. Just stop it. Like, if you know what to do, then do it. It shouldn't be as simple as that, but it 100% is. Now, actually accomplishing that is a little bit more difficult, but if you know what to do, it's time to start implementing that as intentionally as possible. For me, I worked on this in disc golf a lot, and then I started playing golf, and then I got really bad at that at golf. Like, at disc golf rounds, I would be really forgiving of my bad shots. I would accept them as they went, and then I would go out to the golf course, which I am substantially worse at, and hit, a shot that maybe was just off the green and lose my mind because I hit a bad shot, which for me, that's a very good shot. For no reason, right? And so for me, what I started doing in golf is on my scorecard, I've got my statistics, my score, my over-under, fairways, greens, putts, all that. And then at the bottom, I wrote a column for attitude. Mm-hmm. And I just started keeping up with if I had a negative thought during that time, if I kind of slammed my club on the ground or hit a shot and I was like, oh man, you idiot. Then I put an X in the attitude thing. But if I was positive during that hole, I put a check there. And wouldn't you know it, the first round that I did it, I got like 6 checks. And I still shot the same score that I had been shooting. But I started paying attention like, these holes that I'm staying positive on, typically I'm doing better. And sometimes I would even have a bad hole and be positive, and that's almost even more progress if you do that. But it got to where I was keeping up. I would start hitting 16, 17, 18 hole rounds where I was being positive. And one of those, I shot 79. And like, it's because when I made mistakes, I didn't give up on it. I would continue to stay positive. I would positively spin that for myself, and it makes a huge difference. So you already know what to do. You just need to do it. Now, if you're talking about books to help you along that way, the 2 that I always recommend to people are Golf is Not a Game of Perfect. That's Dr. Bob Rotella, and Dr. Gio Valiante wrote Fearless Golf. Both of those are fantastic golf mental game. They're geared toward golf or traditional golf or whatever, but I've grabbed aspects of those and brought them to disc golf, and that is, honest to goodness, what took me from 975 to 1,000 rated. When that changed my mental game completely. So you already know what to do. You just got to do it. Maybe those books will help you out some.
I recommend Green Eggs and Ham, Dr. Seuss.
Okay. That is not a great mental game book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will. Can I also?
Yeah, sure.
I don't.
It was really dark in there for a minute, but I liked it. Go for it.
Again, I mean, just look.
It looks great.
Just look at yourself.
Man, I look good.
Yeah, you look amazing. I'll kind of go reverse order of your answer.
Go.
And I'll say that the book that I advocate for the most it's called Zen Golf.
Yep, good one.
Yes. And I knew what Robert was going to say. Like, I knew what you were going to say as soon as you said like the word scorecard, because there's a section in Zen Golf that has an exercise that we can do where it's you basically make check marks every time you do something that you're trying to change, that you're displeased with.
Right.
It's a little bit of a punishment, but really it's there's a reward built in there. And the punishment isn't like, oh man, I gotta pull out my scorecard and write something down. It's like, well, the punishment is that you gotta tell yourself, you gotta realize that you were having a bad attitude.
Yeah, that you did that.
Because isn't that what the question was saying? Is that this person like yells at themselves,
negative self-talk,
negative
yeah.
self-talk? Yeah. So yes, that exercise is a very good way to help quell that anger,
yeah,
and whatnot, and to get better. Another story that's in Zen Golf is there's a section called firing your negative caddy or negative or something like that.
Negative Nancy is what you're thinking of. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. But just wait for me to roll my eyes.
That's right.
So what this whole section talks about is, imagine if you hired someone, a complete stranger, to be your caddy, and every time you threw a bad shot or missed a putt or went OB or whatever, that complete stranger was like, "Oh my God, you suck so much. Oh my God, what the heck was that? Why would you do that? Oh, nice putt, idiot." Imagine if this complete stranger that you paid to carry your bag said that to you. How quickly would you fire them?
Extremely.
Yes. So fast. They would be gone.
Yeah.
I'd probably kick them in the butt on their way out.
Yeah.
So the point is, you would never do that to yourself, and maybe you do, but you never should do that to yourself, right?
Right.
So that's the point. Fire your own negative caddy. It's like you never want someone else to tell you how much your shots suck. So don't do it to yourself, because you know that you have good tendencies and you know how to play disc golf. So remind yourself of that. And also, if this person is a baseball coach, they probably have a lot of experience, and with that experience comes the knowledge that nobody gets to be great overnight. No one
it's a
just
process.
Yeah, no one just racks up accomplishments like that. So I would say always keep that in mind, that you're never going to just flip a switch and be perfect. It's a process. There's a lot, and you have to realize that, and you have to expect that of yourself, that what you're doing, you're always building towards something better. And so, yeah.
And with that, I say, you are on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go. Dr. Seuss. Yes, Dr. Seuss.
Nice.
I got it.
Dang, he did it. Wow.
Nice. 10-10 answer for AJ. 980 for the surprising Dr. Seuss.
I would give Bobby a solid 980.
That kind of worked pretty well there.
Can we just say real quick that you talked about your golf game and all that, and shooting a 79 and whatnot. Would you equate that in disc golf terms to your player rating, ball golf wise, is somewhere like in the low 800s? And to shoot a 79 is to shoot like a 950 rated round? Maybe 930?
Something like that.
Yeah. A big accomplishment.
Oh, for sure.
You're trying to say.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Most of the time when I go out to the golf course, I'm between 85, 86, and 89. A lot of times I'll go a little bit below that. I'll be in the 82, 83 range. And then a few times I'll be over that, 91, 92, 93, up to about 95 now.
What's your handicap at the moment?
I don't have an official one out there, but what we've calculated, I'd be a 12 or 13.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, 79 was like, I hadn't broken 80 ever. It was awesome.
Yeah, I will say that, again, back to that question, that, a lot of us come from backgrounds involved with team sports, and the environments and the tools that are used there, not only like physical, but like, attitude and mental tools and coaching and whatnot. It's not the same as the personal sports and golf.
Yeah.
Because golf is very mental. A lot of these other team sports are reactionary sports. Yeah. Where if you're a baseball player and you're a shortstop, you're reacting to the pitcher and the batter. And if the balls hit your way, then you're acting. You're reacting to what just happened. But golf golf is not a reactionary sport. The basket doesn't just pop out of the ground and you have to be like, oh, there it is, putt at it. No, it's not. I mean, the only kind of reactionary thing about disc golf is, oh, my tee shot landed here, and here's how I get to the basket, or my tee, stuff like that. Or here's this new course that I'm going to play. How can I best prepare myself for it? So there's a big shift that you have to realize coming from team sports to this individual sport.
Yeah, super good point.
Gotcha. All right, next one comes from. Oh, wait.
Solid, dude. Good job.
Also, don't just talk about it. Be about it.
Be about it.
If things start happening, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, and you'll start happening too.
Dude,
it's all about Dr.
Don't
Seuss.
hey,
right
don't
now.
let your dreams be dreams.
Wow, dude.
You know?
So I
Dr.
need-
Seuss
I need to-
slash Shia LaBeouf.
Right.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. We got a super chat, €5
Oh,
from
nice.
Mikko Tolonen. Thanks, Mikko.
Tolonen.
He said, "How's it going?
How's it going?
It's going pretty great, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
pretty great.
Next one is from Terra Dactyl.
Nice,
Very clever.
nice. Dig it.
Rules. At hole 18 of Worlds, you can see Zoe. Think back to Paige Pierce winning
Worlds.
her 5th World Championship. At hole 18 of Worlds, you can see Zoe holding a popped bottle of champagne for Paige after she putted out. If Paige had drank from the bottle in celebration, could she have been disqualified since her scorecard wasn't yet in?
Sure.
Probably.
That would be such a terrible
would have been
move, though.
Brutal.
Like,
Yeah.
are you like?
Can you imagine the backlash?
Well, just imagine the type of person it would take to want to disqualify their competitor when they've clearly won the event,
Right.
Especially a world championship.
Now, as an insider scoop, I was standing right there, and I heard Paige Pierce actually say to Zoe, "Oh my gosh, I haven't turned in my scorecard yet," and she was kind of laughing in the moment and happy. I can't drink that. I remember specifically saying
yeah.
her saying that.
Yeah.
Kind of like in the moment because Zoe was in the moment type thing. So.
Yeah, that speaks to Paige's character for sure.
Sure.
Right.
But had she drank from it like before she tapped out the putt, or even if she after she tapped out the putt, but before they wrote down the score and made the scorecard official, yeah, I guess somebody could have
Technically
disqualified her.
someone
That would
could
have been brutal.
Tried to do that, yeah. Jeremy asks, is a factory second or an X-out disc that does not have the disc name, for example, an Innova Blizzard Ape or DD Lucid Felon, and or PDGA approved on the disc, considered PDGA legal in tournament play?
Yeah, man. The factory seconds are discs that come out cosmetically not looking exactly right, or maybe they're misstamped in
On
some
the
way.
stamp, not the shape or form of the disc.
Sometimes they have like flakes in there of different colors
Sure.
or whatever. But they won't let a disc. As far as I know, manufacturers don't let discs leave the factory if they're not, if they don't fill the mold properly. Like you're not going to have a little chunk missing from a
Right.
yeah, from a disc or something like that.
Next one is from Connor Dohono.
Okay.
Just bought a Lucid Maverick, looking for flip up straight flying driver. I throw 300
Perfect.
with a medium arm sheet. Will this eventually get some nice turn for me after I
Oh,
season
yes.
it in a bit?
Yeah, the Maverick is
Money.
one of the best fairway drivers in the whole game. It's definitely my favorite fairway driver, especially because I'm kind of going through the same thing, with starting to throw lefty, and so we probably Connor, right?
Yep.
He and I probably have like the same, well, he's probably stronger than I am, righty versus lefty or whatever. But yeah, I mean the Maverick I would say is one of the best tools for learning how to throw those flip up hyzers and straight shots that you could have. One of the best tools. So yes, great choice. And if it's not working, if it's not doing exactly what you want it to do or what you thought it would do right now, my personal advice is give it time. Give it time and keep throwing it. Nothing, again, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to ace with that disc on the first throw, most likely.
That's a 10-20 rated answer right there.
Oh, wow.
Great. Nice. Because excellent suggestion. He's in the same spot throwing lefty, and then he even hit us with Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's nice.
Deal with it.
And the Maverick can be useful to you even when you do start throwing farther, right?
Yes.
For people who have 400 plus feet of power, it's great for little stand-ups and that'll just ride right for you, and you never have to worry about them coming back. But they're also not going to like cut into the ground and like cut out.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I know
sweet.
that when the Nova from Innova came out, people were saying, "Oh, this disc is so great because it shows you what you're doing wrong with your form. It's you know that you have clean form when you can throw this disc cleanly." Well, spoiler alert, just about every disc is like that. But yes, but when you're trying to throw really nice touch fairway shots, yeah, the Maverick is going to be a lot like the Nova in that sense. You'll know when you have smooth form with a clean release and not much wasted energy and off axis torque.
Yes. Excellent.
Nice.
All right, we got time for one more question. Real quick, DJ Coop says, I've been playing every day since I started 9 months ago. Well, that's probably not a good idea, DJ. Every day is, you're going to wear yourself out. How do you correct
Nice. Good editing.
oat?
Hey, you just set off axis torque. That's perfect.
Oh.
When I throw putters in mids from a standstill, it's usually okay and the disc comes out clean. However, when I really When I really rip on a driver and use an X step, I've noticed from slow motion video that there is some off-axis torque going on. I usually film a couple of shots during my round to look at my form later. Oh, and then he puts a plug in for his Instagram.
Nice.
At COODAJ.
Those are timeout glasses for Bobby now.
I three-finger power grip everything other than putting. I'm starting to suspect the X step. What do you think?
Is it possible that when he's getting ready to rip, that he puts his hand upon his hip, and then when he dips,
you dip, we dip,
you dip, and also we dip.
Okay. Except rip.
Oh, when he rips, you rip, we rip.
So what do you guys think?
I think that, well, one, let's just pump the brakes. I mean,
Come on.
playing every day, 9 months. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
not
fine. No, that's what I'm saying. Telling you to pump the brakes. That's why I'm giving you the timeout
that's
glasses.
not going to be good.
I mean, well, maybe he's just like throwing for 15 minutes every day.
This is
That
true.
sounds like a great
That's
idea.
true.
No. Now, if you're going to go out to the field and rip for 4 hours straight every day for 9 months, you're going to rip a lot more than just your discs, buddy. But yeah,
Nice
I would say that a power grip for putters and mid ranges, no, not the best.
You didn't say the password.
Continue.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, power grips for those slower speed discs. There's like a ratio when you think of different, when you look at distance drivers, fairway drivers, mid ranges, putters. There's a ratio of torque to spin, and the faster you go with the disc, it can handle a lot more torque with not as much spin, not as much relative spin. But when you go slower, those discs need a lot more spin. Their edges are a lot blunter, and they don't want to cut through the air as much as that high speed sharp driver. So it needs a lot more spin to counter all that. And the one way you can get more spin is versus torque is by power grip is where you have your fingertips on the rim, on the inside rim like that. But a fan grip, or what we call a fan grip, is where you have your fingertips on the flight plate, on the bottom of the flight plate. And when you pull through and rip, if your fingers are on the flight plate, you're putting that pressure on the top of the disc and not the outside of the disc. So you're going to get more spin, and it's going to help those discs fly through the air without that wobble. I'm guessing that if you're throwing those putters and mids, is that what he was saying? The putters and mids, and he's ripping them and it's not working out. That's what's going to happen. I know because that's what I went through. I used to hate throwing mid ranges because I would throw them and they would all just wobble and turn over to the right, and I just couldn't figure it out, and it was super frustrating. And I was like 14 years old, so I was like, dang it. But then I had a mentor who taught me the fan grip, and he told me, just practice this, just work on it, just practice it, just keep doing it, just keep doing with those mids and putters. Fan grip, put your fingertips on the flight plate, and you'll get more spin. And so I did, and I practiced it, and that's what I saw. I saw those results. You get more spin and less wobble. Also, I would say if you're playing every day, you're going to learn, you're going to become more in tune with yourself and how how all that energy that you put into the disc, the results you get out of it. You're going to be more in tune with that, but only if you're paying attention. Only if you're observing what you're doing and what the disc is doing. That's the most important part that I think that not enough people do. They don't throw their shots and then watch their shots and evaluate
learn from it.
What they're doing. Again, Zen Golf teaches this, and it teaches this concept of non-judgmental awareness, where you throw your shot and you're just aware. You're just observing without any judgment, because of course your throw is probably going to be either good or bad. I'm sure you could qualify it under good or bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just watch and observe and take notes, and eventually you'll find correlations between, okay, am I really like putting a lot of power into my step and plant? And then here's what's happening when I do that, or am I putting more power in, or then now I'm noticing that I'm putting more power into the back end, and I'm pushing off more. And here's what's happening. Things like that will help you in the long run. A non-judgmental awareness.
Yeah, and I think that looks like this helps you to stay positive throughout the round as well, because if you're not classifying shots as bad, if instead you're saying, oh, that was just a little bit low, oh, I torqued that one over a little bit too much, now you're not calling yourself bad. You're being aware of a mistake that you made, and you're learning from it. That is a super valuable technique that I've picked up over the last little bit. It just helps you to stay really in the moment and aware of what's happening without beating yourself up and being like, oh, that was a shank. Wow, that was bad.
Right. It's kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You've got and what we're talking about is the mama bear. If you think about the best teachers that you've had in your life, there's some people who are overly punitive and
super critical.
Super critical. Thank you. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. They're like overly critical. They'll point out any mistake you have. They want you to learn from those mistakes, but they'll focus so much on those mistakes, and it makes us feel bad.
Right.
And then there's people who are like, oh my gosh, you're doing so good. Like, of course, those first few times, if you had someone showing you, they're going to say that, right? For every throw that you have, they're going to, you could shank it into the woods or throw it 5 feet in front of you, and they're going to say, nice, yeah.
Yeah, that'll play.
Right, yeah, which is good. It's good. It has its use, but you're not really going to go anywhere if that's all you have for your whole career. What you need is a balance between the two. And really that balance it goes from subjective, where we're looking at someone and saying like, okay, this person has this much experience, and so here's my expectations. So now here's how I'm going to try to teach them. It goes from subjective to objective,
right?
Where it's like, okay, that was the throw, and here's what it did, and here's the thrower, and here's what they did, and here's why, and then you find those answers, and you're able to move forward and correct mistakes.
100%. I'm going to give this a 1040 rating.
But the thing is, where does the porridge fit in this?
No, hey, I'm getting there.
Oh,
I'm getting there. I'm going to give this a 1040 rating because fantastic advice. And he asked about fixing oat. Mama Bear, we're talking oatmeal. Come on, dude. Come on. It's just high level thinking. Give this man his 1040. Get us out of here.
You got it. Okay. Thank you. We want to thank AJ for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in and take the time to answer some of the questions here we have on the Disc Golf Rangeman. I know I had a good time. Hopefully our audience had a good time on YouTube, and hopefully our listeners.
Can we do like a lightning round from this chat board?
No, we have other things scheduled that we've got to get done. So, again, AJ, thank you so much. We're going to see if we can get some video stuff done. I know we've got meetings to attend to, so we will get all that taken care of.
My favorite shot to throw is an Anheuser.
So we will end with a Dr. Seuss quote. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life is a great balancing act.
Nice.
We'll see you on the next show.